I like that I don't control my own PC anymore, Paul Thurrott.
You accepted the oversight of our overlords.
Pretty
Honestly, that's
much.
a key to mental health these days with regards to Microsoft. So,
It's just giving up.
yeah, just give in. They know best. Don't worry about it. They've never made any mistakes. It's all good.
So on this box,
Hmm.
which is on Windows 10, which I intentionally try not to install any nefarious software. Just if
Sure.
it's not needed for this podcast, it's probably not on this box.
Yep.
There is now, mind you, it's Windows 10. This one now has the Bing search bar in the middle of the
Yes.
desktop.
Somebody sent me a screenshot of that, and I'm a little confused by that, honestly, because I thought we weren't doing that. Wasn't that something they tested in the Insider program, and then we're like,
I
yeah,
thought it
this
was a
isn't
Windows
working?
11. Apparently, this is from Edge
Oh,
infecting my desktop.
oh, that's amazing. I
And
love it.
you can turn it off, but that's missing the entire point of why is
Okay.
this thing
I
there?
I was positive they gave up on this. But it's an Edge feature. Okay, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. It's,
I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so you got that going on. And then
Yep.
also Microsoft announcing that Outlook and Windows for Teams will soon open things in Edge by default, regardless of what your Windows default settings are. So just give up. Give up. They're going to bait you into submission if they
Um,
haven't already.
we need a new sound or emoji to describe this kind of thing because, like, sad trumpets just not doing it. It's a little more outrageous than that. You
Mm-hmm.
know. I always you sort of want to think that enough people complaining about the same behavior over and over again will have some kind of an impact, and then
Nope.
things like this, yeah, I tell you, there's no way they don't hear it, you know. But they're just continuing with this behavior, and it's really getting hard to ignore the criticisms from others that Microsoft is reverting to its terrible old behavior from the antitrust days. And
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of pushed against that a little bit because I think the evidence, by and large, suggests that Microsoft is a much better company now than it was at that time, and yada yada yada. But you know, behavior speaks louder than words, right? And it's like it's getting hard to make that argument. And I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. What do people do behind your back when you're not looking, right? And by you in this case, I guess I mean antitrust regulators.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is I don't know something we need to be concerned with. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think that
It's
they just don't
it's
fear Google anymore.
I don't think they fear anything
Yeah,
anymore. I
because
think that
right. Well, I shouldn't say fear Google. That's probably the wrong way to phrase it. Fear that they will get in trouble for what they do with the browser because
yeah,
of Google.
that's right. The Yeah, I've made this case before. For example, that one of the easy arguments to say is like you're telling me that the United States government is going after the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard when Apple, Google, Meta, Amazon, whatever, are all doing these horrific, terrible things right now and are doing absolutely nothing about it. And it's so misplaced. But Microsoft sees that too, and
Mm-hmm.
look, there are little things, Teams in Office or whatever, and whatever, and the big things like Activision Blizzard. I can tell you, no one's looking at Windows, or the web browser. So, and let's be fair, it's not like Edge has some kind of market share anyone needs to worry about.
Right.
That's why they're doing this. They're trying to bump that up. Um, no one's going to do anything about this. All we can do is complain and hope they hear us and listen. And I know they hear us, and I know they're not listening. And so it's going to have to come. And this is the problem. This is the anvil we're under. Microsoft's corporate customers will complain, and they'll fix it for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the case here, isn't it?
Yep.
That Microsoft's corporate customers have a policy they can use to prevent this behavior. So if they've standardized on Chrome or some other browser, they don't have to worry about this stuff. But you and I and normal people out in the world,
Mm-hmm.
and there have to be hundreds of millions of us, dude. Has to be. Don't care. And all I can do is keep repeating myself. I would be happy to pay. Give me the option
Yeah.
to not have this crap going on in the products that I use. Like it makes me crazy that it's not even an option. I don't know what else to say. It's just kind of beating us down here. I don't know. It's like you think it can't keep going, but here we are.
Well, the other fun side of it is, so Bing AI, whatever. It's still a weird name. It needs a name like Bing Chat.
By the
whatever.
way, speaking of a name, I think you agree. I think everyone agrees. Copilot is a great brand.
Yeah.
In the announcement post for the thing you're about to talk about, you know, I think it's technically Bing Chatbot, right?
Is that what it is?
I think so. Well, not really. It's they call it the next generation of AI powered Bing. So it's really, I guess they just think of it as Bing. But somebody says,
mouthful.
Right. We would like you to think of this as collectively, this is the AI powered Bing and Edge, right? But we'll call it Bing. Copilot for the web. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Copilot. It's just Copilot.
So they
That's a good
announced
brand.
this morning, I believe it was this morning, like early this morning,
It was.
that they're making some updates to Bing Chat Copilot bot thing that is now shoved everywhere.
Yeah.
Soon support extensions, and there's
Right.
also more effectively richer search results that will now appear
That's
in
right.
the bot.
Yeah, this actually will address, I think, eventually the key complaint. Well, no, not the key complaint, but the the key complaint is they're jamming it down our throats. We'll address the complaint that this thing isn't maybe sophisticated enough, in part because it's based on Bing, and that is that developers will be able to add extensions to it that will extend its capabilities, and maybe this will address some of the shortcomings in Bing. For example, maybe we could get Google search results, whatever. But we'll see.
The interesting thing here, and it's not even interesting, it's completely logical. If you want to see what's coming next to Bing AI, all you got to do is pay, it's like $20 a month for the ChatGPT playground, and that's it.
Do you get a blue check mark when you pay for that, Brad, or is that just a?
No, you get access to
You just
plugins
get
and all sorts
capability.
of fun stuff that's coming to Bing AI before it
I
comes
mean, if
to
they
Bing
had a
AI.
blue check mark, I might consider it.
But no, yeah. Also, speaking of blue check marks, not where you're probably thinking this one's going. Google is going to start doing something a little interesting. We were looking at this at work. I think it's Bibi or something. There's some other standard where, as a domain authority, you can actually so when we send an email, it can actually be verified that it's actually coming from Stardock in your Gmail inbox. It's gonna have a little
is it going to be a blue
dot.
check mark?
Kind of. It's very close to that. Let me see.
But in this case, it will be like the old blue check mark where it actually is verifying you are who you are.
Yeah,
which
'cause
is which is valuable.
we were trying to figure out. It's the headline is Google has added blue verification check marks to Gmail. And what is it called? It's called BIMI, BIMI, and get a verified mark certificate for the brand logo among various. So this is to try to help, obviously, spam and.
And how much does this BIMI thing cost?
I think it's less about cost and more about work that you actually have to do.
To conform to the standard or whatever it is. Okay. All right. That's cool. Sounds good to me.
That'll show up
I
in
assume
Outlook
as a Google
78
Workspace
years,
customer, I will get this for free and they'll do it for me. Is that how that works?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I also would have accepted that flatline sound in the hospital, or perhaps crickets. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the whatever in the last 24 hours. I don't know. It's Star Wars Day, which is always whatever. Why are you so giddy over
The
that?
Star Wars movies are all on sale in case you haven't seen them 117
I was
times
gonna
already.
say, although I have not seen all of them, so I guess maybe that impacts me. But
Oh boy, yeah, you should. They're worth seeing, I guess. I actually haven't watched all of the Star Wars TV series somehow, even though I'm a huge Star Wars fan. But I think the problem is I watch most TV with my wife now, and hey, do you want to watch Andor or do you want to watch Succession? It's like it's just not the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least the weather's getting nice. You can go look at Tatooine outside. It's no moon.
The Makunji Suns.